We interrupt your scheduled pet yawning video to bring you this special report. This is an Earth 2016 special report. Stay tuned.
Homes are barely visible after historic flooding across southern Louisiana. Volunteers with boats rescued people left stranded in their homes, including this family in Baton Rouge.
I'd expect somebody to do it for me and my family, so that's why I do it.
Hundreds of drivers who tried to evacuate ahead of the flooding have been stuck on I-12 since Saturday. State police airlifted food and water to them.
Thank God that can't happen here. Stay tuned. Could be China, Jakarta, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh. But this is the good old US of A. This is Louisiana's second 1,000-year flood in 2016. And this one's right out of the good book. Something about the dead rising from their grave. Raiseth up the dead. All that are in the grave shall hear his voice. Should be capital H, his, by the way. The dead are raised up. That's just spooky. Where they need this water? California. The Blue Cut Fire. Used to eat breakfast here? No matter how well done you like your bacon, you'll have to eat somewhere else. The historic Summit Diner no longer serves toast. It is toast. It's so hot you can hear the glass cracking. Wow, I'm having deja vu all over again. Different month, same news. As some of you will recall, 2 weeks ago, I just released my 27th film, Clearly, painting this East Coast underwater, West Coast on fire dichotomy. Watch. Losing a football field of land every 48 minutes? St. Louis, Missouri. Phoenix, Arizona. Houston. We do have a problem. And while the eastern U.S. is drowning, the West Coast is burning. Both ways. Literally, we're on fire. And triple digits. 2 weeks later, same news, different month. The West Coast is on fire and the East is drowning. In Louisiana, which is the swimming pool and which is the backyard? At the opposite side of the earth, it's totally the opposite. In Australia, there's the swimming pool. Where's the backyard? Oh, that's down under. Couldn't have anything to do with Louisiana, mate. Again, this is Louisiana's second 1,000-year flood in 2016. West Virginia had hers in mid-June. Hon, have you seen my car keys anywhere? Come to think of it, have you seen my car anywhere? Oh, no! Thank God that can't happen here. Stay tuned. We interrupt this special report to bring you this special report. Everywhere you look, whether it's China, India, the Tuvalu Islands, or the United States, folks, the water's coming. One if by land, two if by sea. This is three, when the sea comes to the land. And the risk of repeating myself, as if that ever stopped me, once again, the east is underwater, and the coast is toast. The Blue Cut Fire, Los Angeles, California. All told, 37,000 acres, 120 homes, 80,000 people evacuated, and after 4 days was 0% contained. That's Interstate 15, the main road out of town to Las Vegas. And the casinos will have to wait. Look at the size of this fire. And in these drought conditions, there's nothing to stop it.
Right there that we know that there are homes. Look at that right there. That's probably an outbuilding, but that's one of the ranches we were watching earlier on. Firefighters can't make their way here. The flames just too intense. The firefight.
They're out of their homes.
Pop quiz. What does the Blue Cut Fire, the San Andreas Fault, and yours truly all have in common? Well, some of you may recall this scene from my recent movie. A mere couple of weeks ago, mid-June 2016, magnitude 5.2, Borrego Springs, California, 20 miles south of where I'm currently sitting, along the San Jacinto fault line. A wake-up call of the immense pressure on the western coast of North America right now, a lot of it from the Ecuadorian quakes, the Chilean quakes, the motion of the South American plate, and we'll cover that. 20 miles away, a 5.2 was such a jolt, I did that cartoon cat claws in the ceiling thing. I was ready to grab my bug-out bag. But listen, 15 miles north of Borrego Springs, the San Jacinto Fault dead ends, pun intended, smack dab into the San Andreas Fault Zone, 10 miles east of where I'm sitting. Of course, it takes 3 hours to get there on these freeways. Stay tuned. Did you figure it out? That's right. Now I realize I'm practically giving away my secret location. But the Blue Cut Fire, San Andreas Fault, Borrego Springs, and yours truly, all on the same map. Not just on the same map. I'm so close, I should have grabbed the marshmallows. I could see the orange glow on the hill from where I'm clicking this mouse right this instant. But the Blue Cut Fire is only one of 12 major fires currently burning in California. Let's go to the California coast and the Submarines Fire. This granddaddy is 21 miles long, twice the size of the Blue Cut, 75,000 acres. Our most famous fire, if you can call it that, has been burning for over a month and a half, and they expect it to burn through September 2016. Almost 200 square miles of what used to be Big Sur burned to a crisp. Now, there's only one road in or out of Big Sur, and you're looking at it. That's the Pacific, and that ridge is PCH 1. And for the people there was no way in or out. A little north in Washington State, you're all savvy YouTube viewers. You all know what Hanford is. only the most radioactive toxic dump in the United States, if not the world, second only to Fukushima. Here's what I named it. Yes, I photoshopped that. Their tanks are leaking like a sieve, and to add insult to injury, the last thing they need is a forest fire. Radioactive smoke, and there goes the entire northwestern U.S. The last fire we're going to touch on is Lake County, California, hour and a half north of San Francisco. Lower Lake, Ukiah, Clear Lake, 5,000 acres overnight. The town of Lower Lake, California, burned to a cinder.
On Sunday, the flames reached Lower Lake's downtown strip and burned the post office, a winery, a Habitat for Humanity office, and several businesses.
Lake County. Why does that sound so familiar? Oh, yeah!
Continuous Country 103.3 FM 97.1 in Lake County. Well, you've probably seen us on television, scribbled on walls. We've actually hired our own graffiti artist to go out and give us imitation billboards. Mark on the morning 9:25, Mary Chapin Carpenter. Passionate Kisses on KUKI.
Correctamundo. 20 years ago, yours truly, Mark the Arcturian, was Marco in the Morning, and Lake County's #1 morning show. In fact, I was their only morning show. So whether we look at China, or Louisiana, or the West Coast, where they don't have enough water to fill a thimble, much less put out all these forest fires. And amongst this wacky weather, middle of July, Hawaii gets a snowstorm. This is not photoshopped. It's the Hawaiian Observatory at 13,000 feet. Snow in July. So pick a coast. Any coast is toast. The water's coming. Sea level rise has more than doubled in the past 10 years. My only hope is that I put enough scenes from around the world into one movie that one can no longer say, oh, I don't see anything unusual going on. You know what that is really, right? And don't just believe me. Here, believe NBC News. Well, don't believe NBC News always, but in this case, they're right. Nowhere to run. Sound bleak? Oh, I'm just getting started.
Maybe you don't live in Southern Cal. Maybe you don't run out of water. Maybe you don't live in a seismic zone. It doesn't matter where you live after the Arctic ice cap melts. One word. Permafrost. Permafrost.
And this one's the game changer. Arctic permafrost is melting, releasing methane, warming the air 30 times faster, which melts more permafrost, releasing more methane. It's an unstoppable runaway train, end of the line, that I'm afraid spells game over. But this is not a doom and gloom film. When it is, I'll tell you. 100 years from now, none of this will make any difference. It's just Earth pressing her reset button. What do you have to worry about? You're a ghost driving a meat-covered skeleton made from stardust. What do you have to be scared of? Listen, everything turns out all right in the end. So if everything's not all right, trust me, it's not the end. Except of this video. So I leave you the immortal words of Smokey the Bear.
Remember, kids, trees are the main cause of forest fires.
If you can't see light at the end of your tunnel, turn around and see how far in you've already come. We're almost there. But to get there, remember, it is also written,
only after the last tree has been cut, the last stream has been poisoned, and the last fish has been caught, will man realize he cannot eat money.